Hi, and welcome to another video of the Target Individual program, the Target Individual Experience. This is my second attempt in doing this video. The first one uh, didn't record any sound, and I didn't do anything different. Okay, I did not do anything different at all. The mic is not muted. The computer volume is not muted, and so I can only guess that the architect or perpetrators, the people who are surveilling me, uh, you know, hacking into my accounts and stuff like that online, and hacking into my computer, my son's computer, uh, all the ones that wouldn't allow audio to be recorded. Okay, so this video is about showing a tactic in which they will use to target me or to trigger me or to send me some sort of subliminal message, okay, using PAM and in conjunction with police sirens, okay. So I was looking for sweaters for my daughter, okay, and because her sweater was stolen, okay, kindergarten. These parents, especially these parents who are in this cult, perpetrators, they teach their children to steal and lie. This is what they do, okay. So my daughter came home, and at first, I'm like, okay, maybe uh, she brought home the wrong jacket, but she said that she didn't put her jacket in her jacket, her sweater, in her book bag. And when I went to pick her up, I looked in her book bag to get her sweater, realized that that's not her sweater. Uh, this sweater in her book bag was buttoned up. Her sweater was a zip up sweater. Plus, it had her name on uh, you know, the logo or the name tag um, inside the back of her sweater. So the next day, I took the sweater, gave it to my son to bring to her class as he's taking her to class, and to give it to the teacher, and to ask the teacher if she can look at the back of the inside of the sweaters of the kids in her class, because my daughter's name is written on the sweater. Okay, and went to pick him up this afternoon. He said the teacher didn't do anything. So for a whole week straight, I sent him into the class to ask the teacher, and the teacher didn't do anything. Okay, so which again, a lot of these educators, okay, are also part of this program. They have been recruited. Okay, and with my son, when my son was bullied, they wouldn't do anything. They wouldn't say anything until I go to the office to file a complaint or to make noise. Then we'll talk to the teacher, and we'll straighten this out. Okay, this is what they used to do. So I guess because it's my daughter, first time at the school. She's in kindergarten. They're doing it to her too, and she has been telling me that kids have been being mean to her, slamming her head on the desk and squeezing her fingers, on the desk. Okay, and so I just tell her, I said, listen, go and tell the teacher. But as a parent, you're upset because you don't teach your kids to bully, and these people are out there teaching their kids to bully and psychologically harass people, okay, and to steal their things, okay. And but as a TI, you understand that this is the nature of these people. Okay, the fact that they feel that they can do whatever, and the children can do whatever because they have this, or they feel they have this condition of excuse me, anonymity, because the police, some members of the police who are the some of the orchestrator of the covert psychological campaign, the slander campaign, the harassment campaign, the breaking of your home, destroying your property, stealing your property, the poisoning of your food. And so they have people in every facet of society. So, for example, when I was getting food poisoning at IHOP and I would call the Department of Health to file a complaint, nothing was ever done. Okay, and so I stopped eating at IHOP. You know. So anyway, let me get back to this video. So this morning, prior to this video, I did another video, and you guys go watch it, and then come back and watch this video. And it talks about how the police uses indirect threat, right? And they'll use the people around you to do it while they show themselves present. Okay, and so this is what was happening to me this morning, and I explained all of that. So I was had to after I said to Pam, I said, "Listen, I'm going to go to Cookies, which is a store that sells children clothing, including school uniforms." And I said, "I'm going to go to Cookies, and I'm going to get her 2 sweaters." So I went to Cookies, and they already knew that I was coming. Okay, because the minute that I entered Cookies, they started a whole street theater, right? So I went, and the sweaters was like $30. I was like, you know what? If I buy her 3 sweaters, that's $90. I'm not paying that much money for 3 sweaters for just for school that she's gonna run around dirty up and you know. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna get back home and I'll go online and I'll find sweaters for her. So I went to French Toast, which is the name of the company that makes the sweater that Pam had bought her. She had bought her 1 sweater, okay, and I went and it asked to put in the school location, the zip uh, or city or state code, right? So I put in the zip code, okay. Um, so I put in the zip code, and let's go back here. So I put in the zip code, okay. And you just hear my phone charm. Again, this is their doing. This is all synchronized. They do stuff like this, and so their school is not listed. Okay, every other school is listed except for my kid's school. Okay, um, so I was like, okay, because I was trying to make it easy in terms of finding the uniforms. I mean, I know what color they are, but they didn't have the color of her sweater, right? The correct color. And so I was like, okay, so I went to Amazon and found this sweater, and I was trying to take a screenshot on my phone, but I couldn't do it. Don't know why it wouldn't let me take a screenshot, but it wouldn't do it. So I was about to call Pam. Okay, I was about to call her. Immediately as I was about to call her, because I was going to send her a screenshot, which I couldn't do, she calls me. And I'm like, wow. Okay, so let me explain this. A lot of times, this is what happened if you're a TI. A lot of times, when you're thinking of someone, they will call you automatically, right? They'll call you just as you're thinking about them. And it happens so frequently and so regular that, again, it's not coincidence, because that it never happened to you before you became a TI. It may happen once in a while, okay? But if, 10 times you're thinking about somebody, 7 to 8 times they'll call you right away. And again, that is not something that's coincidence. It's not, being in sync with anybody, anything like that. No, this is, as a TI, this is mind control, silent sound spread spectrum, being used on individuals that personally. Okay, because that's how they're able to use it. If you don't know a person personally, they can't use it. But the people who you communicate with, regularly, this is what they'll do. Okay, and it is to, again, try to make you paranoid to not speak to anybody and stuff like that. But in this case, what they're doing here is trying to tell me that if I stay here with Pam and the kids, they're going to arrest me. And I'm going to give you an example of this, of how they do this. Okay, so because whenever they get Pam to trigger me, okay, or whenever they're using her to psychologically trigger and harass me a lot, all of a sudden I'll be bombarded with police vehicles. Okay, as if I guess maybe they feel like, you know, I might attack her or anyway, and I'm not a violent person, and they know this. Okay, they know this, but that is not what they tell the community. They make up lies. They spread rumors and slander, and so now they have to, you know, act as if I'm some sort of threat, I'm some sort of violent threat, right? And they do this, you know, strategically. They set you up for this, okay? So, so this is the sweater that I was looking at that I was going to, you know, do a screenshot and send to Pam. And so Pam, you know, she knows that I have uh, an app that records my phone calls, because a lot of times she'll say stuff to me and I'm like, yes you did, and she'll deny it, you know. So we kind of use it to prove what each other say, because sometimes, like I said, they'll use her to say things to me and I'd be like, what did you just say to me? And then she like, I didn't say anything. Then I have to go back and let her listen to what she said to me. Okay, so uh I'm just gonna play it. Okay, let me okay, let me play it. A screenshot of they have the sweaters. Okay, let me go back from the beginning. Hey, that's okay. I was just about to call you too. I was actually about to send you a screenshot of they have the sweaters on Amazon for 15. $15. Yeah, yeah. What is the review? 15.99. Now you hear the police siren? They're pretty good. Yeah, pretty good reviews. Okay. All right. Now I want you to listen to the beginning of the call. When she calls me, she yawns. Okay. She's like, "Huh?" You heard that? I mean, it's very brief. Very, very brief. That's okay. I was just about to call you too. I was actually about to send you okay. So in the previous video I did this morning when I was taking her to work, we were there was a police vehicle about a couple cars ahead which we didn't see, and then when I got closer I saw it and I wanted to get a good you know, video of it. So I, you know, you'll see the car swerve to the left, move over to the left more, because I wanted to get a video. And immediately when I did that, the police vehicle, I guess the police, they saw us and they pulled over to the side too. And then she yawned. You can hear it in the video. Same thing. So this is what they do, okay? And so what it is that they're doing is because I continue to expose what's being done to me, you know, then it's like, well, you know what? Well, you know, we're going to retaliate. So now we're going to deny you, okay, someone that, you know, you might be in a relationship with, right? Or whatever the relationship could be, you know, whether it be a friendship, whether it be intimate relationship. And so they will now start to harass you from being around that person, so that you won't be around that person, because every time you're around that person now, they're going to show up and they're going to start harassing you. Okay, this is what's being done. So when you look at and we talk about, and I talk about this a lot, so when you look at coercive mind control tactics, right, is establishing control over the person's social environment, time, and this thing keeps switching back. Okay, and source of social support. Okay, uh, to basically create a sense of powerlessness. All right, create strong aversive emotional arousal. What is called basically emotional abuse, and this is what they do to me, and do this to me all the time. Okay, and this part here, to intimidate. right? So they use the police to intimidate me. Okay, uh, you know, with what it says here, it says intimidate the person with the force of group sanctioned secular psychological threats. For example, it may be suggested or implied that failure to adopt the approved attitude, belief, or consequence behavior will lead to severe punishment or dire consequences such as physical or mental illness, the reappearance of a prior physical illness, drug dependence, economic collapse, social failure, divorce, disintegration, failure to find a mate, etc. This is what they do. Okay? This is what they do. And this is why I have to expose what it is that they're doing. Okay? Regardless of what they do to me. Okay? Regardless of whether they turn my friends against me, they turn her against me, they turn my family against me, you know, but this is what they do. And with the technology that they have developed, I've been developing for over the past 4 to 5 decades, right? For mind control, it is very real. I want people to understand that. Okay?